All right, let's move on now. Nigeria's record-setting Paralympics athletes have returned to the country, and the team which won a record 8 gold medals at the Rio Paralympic Games arrived in Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, on Sunday evening. Let's watch this.
Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports.
We are celebrating you now because you have done this country proud. History was made with your glorious and victorious outing to Rio 2016 Paralympics. We appreciate your individual and collective efforts that has placed Nigeria on a very prominent position on the medal tables. I'm happy that Nigeria has top African nations in this outing. So I want to congratulate you and pray that when the others come, we will give you a more befitting welcome. On behalf of the Minister and the Parliament, once again,
It was a glorious welcome, I must say, because the others, the first Olympic, couldn't really get us anything apart from a bronze medal. But here we are talking about...
Even at that, those boys were not given a heroic welcome for whatever is worth, really.
Exactly.
So I think the government learned their lessons.
And had to correct the mistake, if I have to call it a mistake.
Yeah.
But joining us now via Skype from London is a media consultant, Shoggy Tosh. Shoggy, it's good to have you on TVC Breakfast.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, you're welcome to TVC Breakfast.
Thank you very much. How are you guys?
We are fine. And we also have joining us on phone the former president, Special Sports Nigeria, Cosmos Okoli. Cosmos, good morning.
Good morning.
It's nice to have you join us. Now, let me start with Shoggy in London. Shoggy, if we have to make comparison between the first Olympics and this, what is the difference between how much was put into preparation and what has been churned out in form of the medals we are getting?
Well, more medals. So obviously we've got more medals compared to the Olympics. The para, obviously got 12 medals. If you recall, we had 13 in the last Olympics, which was held in London. But obviously now we have more gold. So we had 8 gold. And it's just so amazing to see that, more preparation, I would say, and more hunger. The thing with athletes is because I used to run before. I almost ran for England, so I wasn't at that level. But one thing I know is that it's 50-50. Obviously, you have preparations, and obviously you have to have the hunger from players. And if you look at the bronze that we won, with the Olympics, with the under-23, they faced a lot of obstacles, but obviously they had to jump over those obstacles. Mikel had to bail, the team. CSC had to, dig deep. The players had to dig deep. And you recall that, obviously we got there a few hours to the kickoff, our first game. So there were challenges, but you could see the hunger there. Now, why was the hunger there? You have to ask the players. Some players wanted clubs. Some players it was their first opportunity. Even Mikel, that was his first opportunity to play at the Olympics. So there was, when you have more hunger and you have preparations right in place, you get good results. But looking at the Paralympics, you could see the hunger. Do you understand? You could see the hunger. Even back in the Olympics in 2012, do you understand? We won, 13 medals and 5 gold. You could see the hunger. You could see the desperation. And when you have hunger and the talent is there. We Nigerians, Africans are blessed anyway. But with the talent, you can go a long way. So I feel the balance was quite good. But with the Olympics, we didn't have a good preparation at all.
All right, Mr. Okoli, now your reaction to what Shoggy just talked about, hunger plus preparation equals more medals. Is that the case?
Well, I have a slightly different opinion. Having been there, I was an athlete. I was the president of Special Sports. And having been so close to the athletes, I tell you what is driving the athletes is, one, persons with disabilities in this country have very little opportunity to express themselves. What happened today, the best vehicle we have to express ourselves And so persons with disabilities in this country have grabbed sports with all they have. I tell you, they didn't even get as much support as the able-bodied Olympians got. But on their own individual effort, training, some of them are borrowing money, some of them are getting help from relatives, some of them just, get to the stadium anyhow and keep training, sometimes on empty stomach. And so, yes, the hunger is there. But the fact is that they've put in everything they have on their own, whether they are support or not. Do you know that some of the athletes that won this medal we're talking about today sponsored themselves to attend international qualifiers before they were able to qualify to participate in Rio Paralympics? They were never funded by the country. They funded themselves. And I tell you, if these athletes had the kind of support the able-bodied athletes have, I can assure that they have doubled the medals they won. Nigeria can easily rule the whole world on Paralympics if we give these athletes the support they deserve. You remember when we came back, or when we went to Sydney 2000, the former president, Chief Obasanjo, requested Nigerian athletes to give him at least 5 gold medals. And I said to the president then, that my athletes will give you more than 5 gold medals. And we did. We came back with 7 gold medals. Guess what? We were not received. There was no reception. There was even no statement from the former president. So, message. If you remember, there was Dan Durham received the athletes, and I cried on national television. And the reason was that when the athletes were complaining in Sydney, I said, listen, you go and work hard and win the medals. Your country will recognize you, will give you the reception you deserve. And these athletes were all out and won 7 gold medals. And we were not as much as received. No reception when we arrived. Nothing. I pushed that kids. I continued to campaign that the former president, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, should give these athletes the reception they deserve. He didn't do it. Till today, those athletes, they are never recognized. So I want to use this opportunity to keep the president. Let this be part of the change. Those athletes come back and given the recognition they deserve.
Okay. All right, Cosmos, we'll come back to you on this. Let's give you some basic information. Now, the first Paralympic Games were held in Rome, Italy in 1960, featuring 400 athletes from 23 countries, while Sweden staged the first Paralympic Winter Games in 1976.
Since then, the Games have taken place every 4 years. Nigeria made her first Paralympic Games appearance at the 1992 Summer Paralympics in Barcelona. It sent a delegation of 6 male athletes to compete in track and field, powerlifting, and of course table tennis. Despite being the country's first appearance, the athletes made the country proud by putting her on the medal score table. Adeoye Ajibola won 2 gold medals in sprint. Nigeria has participated in every subsequent edition of the Summer Paralympics, though it has never taken part in the Winter Paralympics.
All right. Now, Nigeria has won a total of 30 gold medals, 13 silver and 14 bronze. In 2006, 8 gold medals, 2 silver and 2 bronzes. All right. Now, Nigeria participated at the 2012 Summer Paralympics in London, United Kingdom, from August the 29th to September the 9th. Team Nigeria recorded one of its biggest successes in the World Paralympic Games that year by winning 13 medals. 29 athletes featuring in 4 games gave an impressive outing and brought home 6 gold, 5 silver and 2 bronze.
Okay, all right. Just before we go on with that information now, Shoggy, this is to you. Could you please compare that 2012 Paralympics and what we have now, 2016 Paralympics? What were perhaps the safeguard, what were the improvement that we saw in this last Paralympics?
Well, funny enough, like where I am right now is not far from, one of the venues that we used for the 2012 Paralympics and Olympics as well. So that was quite, being a British and a Nigerian, and obviously being here, that was quite a magical moment, if I could put it that way. They made us proud, and well, obviously we had the Olympics. You know, we didn't win a medal, so the Paralympics coming up, you know, that was just mind blowing, and you know, it was really, really good. And compared to this one as well, like you know, I was just watching the closing ceremony, you know, yesterday, and it was just so amazing. 2 million tickets sold. So, you know, it's not just from Nigerian perspective. You know, even in England was second on the table, and they did very well. The youngest team player was 13 years old, a girl called Abby. So here, you know, the preparation is right up on the rise. Right, even like probably a year and a half, 2 years ago, they started towards, you know, Tokyo. So the preparation is always in place, and the money as well that they need. There's a way they obviously, you know, give support to the athletes. So if you perform very well, or if you have a very good chance, or if you make up the time set, then obviously you get more support. If not, you have to go and work, maybe get 2 or 3 jobs and do what you have to do. But from Nigeria's perspective, a person that stood out for me was Josephine Oji, who obviously broke the record, you know, the powerlifting, 86 kg, broke the Paralympics record and the world record. And you know, it's just, I just hope that we can obviously encourage them, support them, and obviously not forgetting, you know, the person that, you know, that we lost from Iran, Obama, you know, condolences, you know, to the family. And obviously in the games as well, when David Ware, who actually won 4 golds for England at the last Olympics, when he had an accident again, you know, there was like, you know, thoughts like, you know, hope we don't have another casualty. But, you know, from Nigeria's perspective, obviously, as we said earlier, the hunger was there. And it was upon the athletes, obviously, as well, to, because at times, to be quite sincere, they don't get the same attention as the normal Olympics. Even myself, I had to, like, obviously smack myself, if I could put it that way, and post some things on my Instagram, because obviously during the Olympics, you know, I was doing a lot of that, you know, supporting the boys, especially the football team. But when it came to the Paralympics, I wasn't watching as much. I wasn't, you know, and at times we have that perspective that, you know, obviously, oh, it's Paralympics, it's not as important. 2 million tickets sold. You could see that, you know, a lot of the stadiums was not filled, but still, you know, that's a lot of interest. So I think the Paralympic our athletes took it upon themselves to obviously prove us right or wrong, however you want to put it. So, you know, we're so proud, you know, wherever you go, you could feel the fever. Even in England, people are watching, people are so proud of Nigerians, and I feel we can only do better. We can do better. All
right, Shoggy, I'm going to come back to you shortly on this. Now, at the 2012 Paralympics, Team Nigeria set 4 world records. Now, Nigeria placed 22nd overall among 164 participating countries and finished 3rd behind Tunisia and South Africa among African countries. Now, Team Nigeria's outstanding performance at the Paralympics earned them so much recognition, and former President Goodluck Jonathan rewarded members of the Nigerian team to 2012 Paralympics Games and the national under-20 women football team.
And the 6 gold medalists were conferred with a member of the Order of Niger MON titles, a cash reward of 5 million naira for each gold medalist, while the 5 silver medalists were rewarded with 3 million naira each, and the 2 bronze medalists in the Paralympic team were also rewarded with 2 million naira each, while other members of the Paralympic team who did not win any medal at the Games were rewarded with 500,000 naira each. The Paralympic Games for Nigeria has always been like a saving grace for the country due to her reputed poor performance at the main Olympics, and this year, Team Nigeria did not disappoint at the Rio 2016 Paralympics. 23 athletes, 10 males and 13 females represented Nigeria at the Rio Paralympic Games that held between September the 7th and 18th in Brazil. Nigeria featured in 3 events, including para-athletics, para-powerlifting, and para-table tennis.
All right, now let's look at the record breakers. Many of Nigeria's powerlifters were record breakers at the Games. Now, Josephine Oji, that Shoggy just talked about, set the ball rolling with her golden effort as she set a new world record with a lift of 160 kilograms to win the gold medal in the women's 84 kilograms powerlifting event. Others are Rose Omolayo, who won the women's 79 kilograms by heaving 138 kilograms, setting new Paralympic Games and world records.
All right, Captain Lucy Ejike also shattered the Paralympic and world record to dominates the women's 61 kg event in powerlifting. Lucy Ejike is a veteran Nigerian athlete who has participated in the Paralympic Games 5 times. Ejike is captain team Nigeria. She narrowly missed the gold medal at the 2012 Paralympics after failing to lift 142.5 kg. Ejike has won a medal for Nigeria in every Paralympic game she has participated in, with 2 gold and 2 silver medals to her credit.
And also, Lucy Ejike remains the only athlete that won silver medal in London 2012 and also recorded a much higher feat with gold and a new world record at Rio 2016 Paralympic Games in Brazil. Another person is Ronald Ezurike. He won gold medal for Team Nigeria in men's 54 kg powerlifting category of the ongoing Paralympic Games in Rio. He also shattered the previous Paralympic record by lifting 200 kg to finish first ahead of 10 other finalists in that category.
Quite a lot of shattering going on there. Nigeria showed her dominance in the powerlifting event just like it did at the London 2012. Out of the 20 gold medals at stake in the men and women events of powerlifting, Nigeria claimed 6, with female athletes winning 4 of the 6 gold medals. Many sport watchers have described the Paralympians as quote, remarkable and encouraging in this difficult times.
Okay, let me bring in Cosmos Okoli in here. Cosmos, when it comes to reward for Paralympians or those athletes who have done Nigeria proud by bringing home medals, what really is commensurate, or what kind of reward is really commensurate to, considering the fact that enough wasn't put into preparation for them and they went in to make Nigeria proud and fly the Nigerian flag, come back with all the glory, shattering world record and setting up new ones and all of that. What should be the commensurate kind of reward for these people?
Okay, you know, I would expect, if you want to do anything commensurate to what these athletes have done, that whatever we do for able-bodied athletes, we should add at least 25% on top. My reason is, for an athlete with disability to go for training, first of all, he has to have a good wheelchair, which is outside the training equipment. A wheelchair, a mobility aid to get to stadium and go back, and also maintenance of these mobility aids. And these athletes train under very difficult situations. Our national stadium and our sports facilities are not really very accessible to them. So some of them, where need be, had to be carried and so on and so forth. And so these athletes go through a lot of difficulties to achieve the feats they achieve. And so when you give them the same, rewards with able-bodied athletes, I think it's not fair. They should have something more anytime, like whatever is given to an able-bodied gold medal, a 25% should be added on top of it, because these athletes spend a lot of money. They go through a lot to get their training and to get to where they are. And also the fact that they don't get the kind of support able-bodied athletes get. So they have to be given more, because it's more like individual effort, personal commitment and dedication. So they deserve more, when it comes to reward or whatever. So these athletes should be given better treatment. And from now onward, I think we should put, how do I put it? I think we should invest where we're getting results. I'm not saying that we shouldn't invest in everybody's athletes. Of course. I mean, we're not doing it for them. That's why they're not performing very well. There are also a lot of talents there. The difference between able-bodied athletes and disabled athletes is that these disabled athletes are really, they don't have anything else. So they grab it with everything they have. They don't do any other thing. Some of them wake up in the morning, they go to the stadium, they stay there till night. They don't do any other thing. Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Okoli, we'll come back to you in a jiffy. Let's just churn out more information. The Rio 2016 Paralympics Games featured more than 4,300 athletes who will compete in 528 medal events across 22 sports from 159 countries. Let's see some of the features of medals received by Paralympians.
Now, the making of the 2016 Rio Olympic and Paralympic medals is a mix of art and science. Now, each of the 2,642 medals, 877 gold, that's the makeup of 877 gold, 876 silver, and 889 bronze, has a device inside that uses tiny steel balls to make a sound when they are shaken. Now, this feature is intended to help visually impaired athletes differentiate the medal from one to the other. Now, the gold medals make the loudest noise. The bronze rattle quietest, with the silver falling in between. The Paralympic medals also feature a braille engraving so that a visually impaired athlete will be able to read the message written on each medal.
The athletes who top the podium in Rio will receive medals made from gold that has been extracted without the use of mercury, and which was produced according to strict...
Able to read the message written on each medal.
The athletes who top the podium in Rio will receive medals made from gold that has been extracted without the use of mercury, and which was produced according to strict sustainability criteria from the initial mining all the way through to the design of the end product. In 1912, Stockholm Games was the last time gold medals are given to victors at the Olympic, where was made entirely of gold because of the high cost of production. Since then, the International Olympic Committee has stipulated that medals awarded to first place champions contain at least 6 grams, that's about 1% of pure gold, and use at least 92.5% of pure silver, with the remainder being bronze.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, between the gold and silver content on Olympic gold medal rewarded at the Rio Games is worth only about 190,000 naira if you have to change it to Nigerian or convert it to Nigerian naira using the current exchange rate. Now, each of the 5,130 Olympic and Paralympic medals took about 48 hours to make.
Many countries offer financial incentives for athletes to perform at their best during the Olympics. But many times the cash prize of winners at the Paralympic and Olympic Games differ. In most cases, winners at the Olympic Games get more money from their home countries than the Paralympians. Why is that? The United States Olympic Committee offers cash prizes of $25,000 for gold, $15,000 for silver, and $10,000 for bronze, while the Paralympians receive only $5,000 from the U.S. Olympic Committee for winning gold.
Now, silver medals are worth $3,000 for Paralympians, while bronze medals are worth $2,000 for Paralympians. Azerbaijan offers as much as $510,000 to athletes that win gold medals at the Olympics, Russia $135,000, and Thailand $314,000, though paid out over a 20-year period. But in Malaysia, athletes who won gold medals will receive an exact amount of $330,500 reward for their achievements.
Shoggy, tell us why you see this disparity between the rewards that they get even from their home country, talking about the Paralympians and the Olympians.
I mean, I'll just use a little example, comparing, the tennis. I'm a quite a good fan of lawn tennis, and obviously it took a lot of years before they could try to equal the prices, with the ladies and the gents. So obviously, when it comes to the TV money and when it comes to the interest, there's more interest with the Olympians, the normal Olympics. So at times that's just why, because obviously whatever you generate from the ticket, whatever you generate from the sponsors, I'm a media personality as well, so that will bring the big box in, and obviously where more interest is, there's more rewards. But I listened to what was being said earlier when I was waiting, and I just want us to learn a little bit from the first world countries, because we can always improve. Yes, we were 16th on the table, and yes, we were the top team in Africa at this Rio Paralympics, but we can always do better. And at times we just relax and just celebrate, which is good. We need to celebrate, but we can always do better. And one thing I noticed here, apart from the financial gains, is they always make sure that they do an open kind of buzz parade, which is quite important, because there was this story of in this current Olympics that we just finished now, of Darren Campbell, who used to run for England. He went to a school, because they have a lot of initiatives from the Olympians here, and when he went to the school, he actually encouraged a lot of athletes, and most of the athletes are now getting ready to go to Tokyo, because the memories they had, will stuck with them. So it's quite important to do things like this, back in Nigeria, whereby apart from the financial gains, which at times we don't fulfill, look at football, the 94 squad that won the Nations Cup, even the last Nations Cup that we won 2013, a lot of players didn't get, what they were promised. Some have died. You remember back in 1985, the under-17. So not going there, but I'm just, trying to highlight things that, I know our government are trying.
All right.
Our bodies are trying, but we can always do better.
Yeah,
it's very important to do these things.
Yes. I was asking a question just now as to what is supposed to be the real or the ideal benchmark, or what does it take? What factors are considered in preparation for the Olympic or maybe the athletes or let's say international tournaments of this kind? What should really go into preparation on the ideal basis?
I mean, obviously, especially as Nigerians, and when we talk in terms of Africa, we're hugely talented. At times, if you don't come to the other part of the world, you will not really appreciate what we have, back in Nigeria or back in Africa. At times, we don't put in the effort, we don't put in the preparation as we should. We're not early enough, and then we still try to still get there. Do you understand? And if they have that raw talent here, you'll be amazed what they'll be able to achieve. We have that thing we call African spirit or African time on lastminute.com or whatever you want to call it. That really hampers a lot of things because you have preparation time. You can prepare and you have to prepare early. Here, the average time to prepare is like 6 years. So, and as you're preparing, you have a plan A, you have a plan B. So if you have some athletes that, you probably thought that, they'll be in the pool of those that win a gold or win a medal or be close enough. And getting close to the games, obviously they have a lot of events where they can test these athletes. Okay. If they realize that, they're not kind of like, meeting the great, then obviously they have a plan B. They have other people that, they can like, probably chip in and stuff like that.
All right, so, Shoggy. All right, Shoggy, I'm sorry I have to interrupt you now. I have Foladele here with me now in the studio. We'll come back to you shortly. Fola,
okay, let's quickly take a look at how Nigerians are reacting. First tweet here from @Maximina, who's saying, can we just take a moment to appreciate our heroes at the Paralympics? Nigeria has 12 medals, 8 of them gold. Next one from @Oluwafemi237, who's saying, Nigerian Paralympians have done what Nigerian Olympians cannot do. There is ability in disability, #Rio 2016, #Go for Gold. Next one here from @PD Braid, who's saying Nigeria's Rio Paralympics team are not just winning medals, they are breaking world records.
Yeah, of course.
Next one from @Abena Sewa, who's saying Nigeria's #Paralympics team are killing it at Rio. And here from @Amir Abdulaziz, and perhaps a very interesting one that can be up for discussion, who's saying kudos to our Paralympics team who have done Nigeria proud. We must see and appreciate positive things even amidst numerous negative ones. Yeah. And the last one here from @Olutosin Bella, who's saying the Paralympics continue to put us in good light, but what care do we give to them? Typical of Nigeria. So perhaps you might want to ask Shoggy or Cosmos that one.
Well, we've been asking questions and he's been answering questions as well. So all right, now from that one, what should really go in is what I asked him just now when it comes to what should really go into preparation, and he was telling us all of that. Now, Shoggy, if you have to advise, apart from, we know that although from what records we have seen in this preparation for this Olympic and the Paralympic, a lot didn't go in from government as the case may be, as it was expected. Now, we know that there are times where corporate bodies and companies put monies or invest monies into athletes. We don't seem to have that much in maybe Africa or in Nigeria. Why is it so?
Well, we have to generate that interest, we have to brand ourselves, it's amazing over here, I just always like to use some other examples. You see, someone like Mikel, he's playing for the Nigerian team, and Chelsea, they're quick to, celebrate him, even on Twitter, or Instagram. Oh, our guy scored a goal and stuff like that. That is all branding. You have to brand a product to make it more, valuable. And at times we don't do that. There are little things that we overlook. Like having an account, having an account verified as a Twitter account, and these little things, they all add. Do you understand? So there's a lot that we need to do that we can use to draw a lot of corporate bodies in. The government can't do it all, Another thing they do here is that, we have something that we call the lottery. So most of that money goes towards charity, and it also helps, with the games, with the Olympics, with the athletics, and what have you, and the football.
All
those
right.
are things that we do. I don't know if we have a Nigerian lottery, but those are some of the things that we can do to pour that money in, build infrastructure, start early, and do better things.
All right, Shoggy, we must thank you for your time, contributions this morning on TVC Breakfast.
And Fola, thank you very much too.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much.
Let me go.
Yeah, you can run away now.
And indeed, Cosmos Okole too, via phone, we thank you for your time.
Now, there is this, we're going to round off with this video from one of those Onye who won gold in shot put. It was really that time of glory for Nigeria.
Well, she was a debutant. That was her first time, right?
Exactly. And she won gold. Well, this is where we draw the curtains on the program. I am Mike Okwacha. We're going to leave you with that.
And I am Busola Mitu. Enjoy the rest of the day. Bye.
Loretta Onyi has smashed her own world record while claiming Nigeria's first track and field.